What's up, my guys? We are back in line once again. I don't know the episode number, but we're back. Who counted
15.
who counted how many times you went to lunch in school? No one. You just went to lunch. And that's what we're doing. We're back in line with the boys. Very excited. We were having some chit chat about class before, Excel spreadsheets, pivot tables, smart guys around these parts. What is up, my guys?
What is up? What is up? I'm glad we're here, and I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm standing up, and I'm ready to run, jump, or even sit if I have to. But I kicked my chair way back there, so I'm standing the whole time. And just really happy to be here. Had a good weekend. Just working on myself and just working on life, working on some happiness. So
Love it. First and foremost, Tiggy Nation, your hair looks phenomenal this evening. I would be remiss. Did I use that word right? Did I use it right?
We'll see. Let's follow through on the.
I will be remiss if I did not bring it up in my opening statements. JT, your hat looks incredible. What's up, Teddy boy?
Thank you.
It's just a real honor to be here, boys. I saw the WGG clip of Tiggy Nation standing, and that was one of my first things that I wanted to bring up this evening. I think that's your thing. I don't think you can ever sit again when you're on camera and have a mic. I think watching you bob and weave and talk makes me want to run through this brick wall in front of me, and I really think this is your thing now, so enjoy it.
I agree. Completely agree. I love the standing. I'm very emphatic guy. And I'm Italian. I'm moving my hands a lot when I talk, so this just adds to it. I'm working. I think it'd be cool to get a green screen somehow behind me too. I think that would be awesome. I need to eventually do some content, which I want to do. I think it'd be really cool. So I got some ideas on that. I have to actually make some fucking content to even approve that funding in my mind.
I got an idea.
So I need to do it.
I got an idea. First parody content to get the views up. This is strictly for the views early on. You go head to head with the other hour show that's on weekly where the host stands, except your show's going to be called Unhealthy Debate with Tiggy Nation. And you're going to go head to head with Rico Bosco every day at 4:00. Well, we're going to figure out when he goes, you're either going to go before him or after him, and it's going to be Healthy Debate and then Unhealthy Debate. And it's just going to be 2 hours of pure standing host electricity.
Standing host on standing host. But eventually we're going to battle, so there's only one time slot for standing host.
I love it.
So eventually I'm just going to chip away at his time slot until I get it. So
we're just pumping the views. This is just an early on installment to get the channel views rolling, and then we can go elsewhere. But I think that's a great beginning point.
Absolutely.
I did want to bring this up first because I just saw KFC talking about it. Did you guys see or hear about the leaked AI Bobbi Althoff nude video? And the saga behind this.
So it's AI, or is that alleged?
So I can say I did not actually go after this one like I did Drake's. Hand up. This one was Daily Loud tweeted it. I clicked on the tweet, and then somebody had the video below. I watched it, and as soon as I saw it, my initial thought was that's not her, just from the face. Mm-hmm. You could tell from the face. But there's a big this is a massive conspiracy tinfoil hat story here. But do you all remember the reasoning initially that people thought that Bobbi Althoff was getting a divorce from her husband is because she banged Drake after the podcast interview? And this is a big secret crazy story that people are thinking that the husband is the one that leaked the Drake video, and then it's just crazy how this Bobbi one surfaces. But again, just tinfoil hat, thought we'd start it off light, thought we'd start off with an AI nude.
Did you guys realize Bobbi's claim to fame is that she posted a picture and her boobs were lopsided? That's how she became famous.
I learned that today.
I learned that today as well. I'm like, and then she started her podcast. So yes. She got famous because she posted a picture of just herself, in clothes, and millions of people followed her because she had lopsided boobs. And then she made her podcast. Just a crazy, crazy story. But way to capitalize on the moment, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I just saw that literally. I was sitting on the John before we started, and I was watching KFC's video about that. I didn't see any of it, but who knows? That's what's scary about this day and age, man. You just never freaking know what is real, and that's scary, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I bet on an Android phone, people thought it was real. Like that.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I didn't even see the video. All I saw on the internet was like, can't believe this video. Will respond to people if they like it. Video under yada yada yada. And I clicked on like 3 of those posts, nothing under it, and I'm like, this is probably just a big bait for clicks right now. And so I didn't even know if the video is actually real. I thought someone just made it up. So apparently the video is real. Well, the video is out there, but it's AI generated. Yeah, so I have no thoughts, no debates, because like I didn't even see it.
It's an extremely vulgar video. That's also why I was like, I don't know if this is her. Not saying that Bobbi can't be vulgar in the comfort of her own home.
Are you saying Bobbi can't get down?
Oh, no.
Are we putting those words in your mouth?
No. I'm just saying that I don't think Bobbi would do those acts to herself.
You think Bobbi's too good for those acts?
I think Bobbi is a freak in the sheets and a bitchy house mom everywhere else.
Okay. I really wish I would have seen the video so I could comment more, but I'm already commenting on it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're just going to get more and more of the AI things. There's been a lot in the gaming world with a lot of very popular like female streamers and icons in the gaming with the AI and stuff. And isn't like Amaranth selling her AI basically? Like, I don't know if you guys know who Amaranth is. Amaranth's like this redheaded girl, very voluptuous body.
She has ads on Pornhub.
She leans into it. And yeah, she heavily leans into it. I'm pretty sure she sells a fucking fleshlight as well. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, she like sells her molded. Yeah. So she like heavily leans into it. And I believe you can buy like services from an AI bot of her and stuff. So like, it's kind of weird because obviously so many girls don't want the AI. And then Amber's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. And she's leaning into it. And like, I don't know. So I don't know. Obviously, you probably need some sort of consent with that stuff. So it's just kind of unique to see Amaranth like lean into it. And we got JT's camera off. JT's gone. JT disconnected.
It was an accident.
JT disconnected. I think the word fleshlight came out, and JT lost all connection to his. He
ran, dude. He ran. He was like, I'm not talking about this.
No, I was trying to make sure no one broke in here, but I think we're good.
Yeah, and well, good to hear that everyone's safe. But speaking of Cornstars, did we see our guy Sean Evans broke up with his Cornstar girlfriend once the relationship became public on Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
I did see that.
That was crazy. Well, also, didn't they go to some high public event together? And like they didn't think that would be news.
Yeah.
Did you see it? What's his face? It was Adam. I don't know if this is a real tweet or not.
It is.
Adam22 tweeted their picture and said, that shit's fire or something like that to him. And then he broke up with her. Hazel, what are we eating?
Because Jeff Wittick, my guy Jeff, dove in the mix to defend Sean, because I guess him and Sean are boys, and Adam22 made some video kind of like threatening Sean, being like, who do you think you are, breaking up with her on Valentine's Day just because she's a porn star, yada yada. And our boy Jeff just went on attack for his guy Sean, and it's great to see. I guess out in the streets they call the duo the wing and the hair guy. So shout out the boys.
Really?
That's what Jeff said.
Dude, that's fire.
Yeah.
Wait, Jeff from that one podcast, right?
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
He's
What?
his podcast, I can say, is one that I regularly watch. It's so random.
Cool. No, that's a sweet duo. I'm a big fan of Sean Evans. They need to leave him alone. If he wants to dump her, he wants to dump her. You know what I'm saying? What, Tiggy Nation?
Well, I mean, I feel bad for the girl
Well,
because
obviously,
their
you feel,
relationship came
yeah.
public, and then Sean Evans kind of dumps her. Probably felt the pressure of the public, but now I feel like the public's turning against him. Now it's like, why are you breaking up? We were just highlighting this moment, you know?
Yeah.
So the thing is, the public's always going to win no matter what, because they can choose whatever side, and they hide behind their dumb PFP fucking images. And I think we talked about this with the accounts and stuff like that. You shouldn't be allowed to have social media unless you're like a company or a brand without an actual photo of yourself.
Dude, that would be crazy. Like, yeah, we did, but it would be crazy if they did it similar to like how you get a driver's license. Like, your picture is you. Like, it has to be to move forward with your account. You know what I mean? And they got to do some kind of what's that called? Authentication or whatever.
Yeah. Imagine.
Because there's too many freaking burners out there, man. I know people are out like to troll and stuff, but it's just there's a lot. There's a lot going on. What, Jake? Are you a troll right now?
Well, I mean, just to highlight even more on like social media is a weapon nowadays. You know what I mean? I mean, anything can be a weapon in this climate, but social media, especially, I mean, is a massive weapon. You can get a horde of people to change literally businesses. Remember when the freaking Twitter Blue became, you could pay for it and they dumped that stock? I mean, we all remember it. I mean, it literally changed the U.S. market.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that social media is not a big thing is a very incorrect statement. So I think much more measures need to be taken. It's like, I'm so sick of the fucking trolls on every message with this dumb like Twitter eggs. Bring back the Twitter eggs, first of all. And like just no picture, just like an anime character and stuff like that. It's like, get a real picture.
Could you imagine that would separate the real ruthless ones too? Because I bet some people would still come very, very violently and very aggressive, and that would kind of be fun to be like, oh, there goes Terry again, that son of a bitch. Terry's fucking trolling again. You know what I mean? That would be fun. Very, very fun.
Speaking of trolling, we have to address Robert Kennedy's tweet to Tim Dillon. You guys didn't see this? Oh my God.
I heard about it. I don't think I saw the tweet, but I heard a lot of people.
Hold on. I actually got to pull it up so I don't say it wrong. But long story short, you know Tim Dillon. He posted a picture with some girl. I don't know who she was. And said, I realized me being gay was just a phase or something like that. Like making a joke like he and this girl are together now.
Yeah.
And then, hold on. I mean, this is hilarious. Robert Kennedy replies, and this is real, and says, she is a beautiful angel, Tim. Easy to see how she ungayed you. That is funny.
Comedy, as Mark Norman would say. Comedy.
I mean, that's funny. That is so funny. Like, I can't believe you didn't see that.
Well, Robert Kennedy and his wife were hysterical on Tim Dillon's podcast.
Yeah.
So it doesn't shock me that RFK can fire off a good giggle tweet.
Yes. And do you guys know who Rob Kennedy's wife is?
I do not.
I know it's Cheryl Hines. I'm pretty sure she's in Curb My Enthusiasm.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is Larry David's wife in Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I think she actually uses that same name. Well, it's obviously Cheryl David, but she goes by Cheryl as well in that. And she's actually married to Robert Kennedy Jr. It's kind of wild, the fact that, she's in this show with Larry David, who has, billions of dollars, and she's in real life married to Robert Kennedy, the Kennedy family, which probably has trillions of dollars.
Yeah, and she's going to be the first lady, which is crazy.
Well,
Kennedy's going to win.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
maybe,
I genuinely, I genuinely think he's going to win. Yeah. I really do. Just because he's at least right now, he's one of the only, well, he is the only candidate that's going on a lot of the younger mainstream, like podcasts and long form interview shows and comedy podcasts, serious podcasts. Like he's bouncing, across the younger generation and how they take in their media and their news. And I think the biggest advantage that he has, knowing that nobody in their right mind understands politics, the biggest advantage he has is that like he's like a great guy. Like he's very he's just very personable, and he's older, he's ripped, like he's in on fitness. I think one of the big things that'll shift a lot of people's minds on everything is that like one of the first things he wants to attack is food and all of the things that are in our food to like try to make people healthier, because like, yeah, of course, like people are fat and lazy, but there is another aspect of things to where it's making our bodies worse. So I don't know. I think that part's cool, but that tweet is very, very funny.
Yeah, very funny. Well, we'll see who's going to win the president. It's all up to Taylor Swift and how she controls her mob on who to vote for.
That is true.
But like, yeah, if Cheryl Hines becomes VP, there's a little insight. Larry David, Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine on Seinfeld. She plays Veep in the show called Veep on HBO as well. And she obviously starred in Seinfeld, stars in this Veep show, which is awesome. She's done a couple other things. She is beyond any sort of amount of money of most of the people in Hollywood, because her family owns like some incredible like hedge fund or something like that, or like some like the Dreyfus Fund, I guess, is up there with like the Warren Buffett, like in terms of investing and stuff like that. So she was like far wealthy before she even started acting and stuff. So it's kind of crazy that like now Elaine, the one, female character in Seinfeld, Cheryl, like the main female character in Curb Your Enthusiasm, both Larry David products, are just like hugely successful outside of the actual show.
I agree. Very cool.
If you want to be a successful woman, we're already
marry Larry David.
Seek out Larry David.
That's right. Yeah, and speaking of hedge funds real quick, just want to give another shout out to Dumb Money. Started watching it again last night.
It is.
It's incredible. It really is incredible.
Whoa. Watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Well,
Netflix.
That made me think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. That made me think of Shane Gillis, because I think that main actor and Shane Gillis look the same. They just always kind of remind me of each other. Shane, what a comeback story! Like this, I live for these kind of stories. Shane Gillis is hosting SNL. Is this weekend, right?
Yep, this weekend.
Where I don't know how many years ago, when he was on his come up, I don't even know the full story, but he got hired by SNL, right?
For one day.
And then they looked back. He tweeted something about
they pulled old clips from his podcast.
Yeah, like him saying probably like
Asian slurs.
Some derogatory words, and they fired him. So he never even got to start SNL, which kind of hurt his career for a minute, I believe, right?
Yeah, and then he went on road.
And now he's, if not like, I would say the hottest like up and coming comedian out right now. Like I don't know. Yeah.
I think you're right, and I think it's incredible that Shane Gillis out of everybody is proving that cancel culture is not real. He was under the heat. He was under the spotlight. He was getting tore down left and right for those clips. Gets fired from SNL. Blows up from the internet. Blows up from the culture of people that realize that comedy is comedy. When you're watching comedy, things are said that in a real conversation may be taken one way, but it's supposed to be taken in a comedic factor. Couple of years go by, and now he's getting ready to host the show that fired him. Incredible. It really is an incredible story.
It is.
Time is a circle. Shane Gillis, he's the guy that does the GIF. I don't know if it's from a show or movie or something, where he sticks like the gun in his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he like sticks it on someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
All-time gift. All-time gift. So that's the
It
only thing I
is.
actually know about Shane Gillis is that. Question, like Shane Gillis is hosting that. I know Sydney Sweeney is hosting it like a couple weeks after or something like that. Do you guys watch Saturday Night Live at all? You guys,
I haven't in a long time, no.
What's a long time? What's a long time? Like a decade, JT?
No, not quite a decade, but years. Probably years. I just know it's kind of like an accomplishment to host SNL. At least I feel like it is. Like, especially for a guy like Shane Gillis. I feel like that's like a good accomplishment. You know?
I feel like SNL is one of the only surviving things on cable television that when somebody does it, it actually means something.
Yeah. Well, and Tiggy Nation, they post a lot of SNL clips on TikTok. So I haven't actually watched it in a long time, but I watch them on TikTok. Like one of the newer kids, his name's Marcelo. He's like a short. He's probably around our age, short Dominican guy. But he's like real pale. So he makes jokes all the time that he looks like a white guy, but he's actually like super Dominican. And those were his bits for a minute before on SNL. And then he got on SNL recently, and he has a lot of funny clips with Scarlett Johansson's husband, the one dude, and he's hilarious. Doing like, not the Weather Channel, the thing Seth Meyers used to do, similar where it's like news or whatever. But so there's a lot of funny people on there, but I just really haven't actually watched an episode in a long time.
Yeah, I wonder if there's probably an easy Google search for this, but it's like I feel like it needs to be on a streaming service. I feel like it's on Peacock. There it is. Boom. So either you can probably watch it live or it's just on the next day or something like that. So sounds good. Get Peacock. And I know Peacock's I think Peacock is like $2 billion in debt. Obviously, it's a product of CBS, so it's like CBS is floating the bill regardless. But I know there was reports or NBC.
CBS is Paramount Plus.
Yep, exactly. That's okay. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's what you meant. I just wanted the people at home to understand.
Absolutely. Yep. And then, so I think Peacock is trying to pair itself with another big company, right?
Paramount Plus, I believe. I believe both Paramount of them Plus. Are trying to link up.
Yeah, and I saw like possibility. It was like Hulu, and I'm like, I feel like Hulu is so massive. Like, I don't see Hulu Disney. Fucking teaming up with anyone. Yeah, that's Disney and ESPN right now. And then I saw like HBO, and I'm like, why the fuck would HBO team up with anyone?
Here's the only reason why I think it makes sense now. It didn't a while ago. The only reason why this is starting to make sense is the announcement of the sports streaming app, because that will be like Warner Brothers, which is Max, TNT, and TBS. That would be CBS, Fox. So they're already willing to work together anyways. That's why it doesn't shock me now. But last year, I would have been like, yeah, it makes no sense. It kind of just seems like it honestly kind of seems like we're going to a route of a sports streaming service and a entertainment streaming service, and there's going to be two, and it's basically going to end up being more than cable.
It's going to end up being like $100 or like $200 total per month, and if Netflix gets involved, you won't be able to have it on a different internet Wi-Fi connection. That's so goddamn ridiculous. And then, I don't know, in terms of streaming services like HBO and I would say Apple, I think it's like I don't see them teaming up with anyone because their shit's better than everyone else's, and it isn't really close right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say not so much original stuff right now, but I think Netflix is so good. Like Netflix has so much good stuff on it. As of late, especially, I feel like Netflix is still up there towards the top for me.
What do you want? What do you go to? See, I go to Netflix and I can't find anything I want to watch, and I end up just going to Seinfeld. Like I don't know if my UI is fucking broken. I can't find anything I actually want to watch on there.
Yeah. No, Netflix has good documentary series, original ones. but also just ones that aren't original ones. And I just feel like they have a lot of good like throwback movies on there right now, like old rom-coms. They'll put like old like MTV shows and stuff on there. I don't know. I'm always finding shit on Netflix. I think
Yeah.
Netflix is a good option. What about you, Jake?
I do Netflix two ways, Tiggy Nation. I do two things. I go down to the recently added. I always find the recently added, scroll that. Then if I can't find anything, I will find movies that I already watched, click on them, and then you can do like a more like this type thing. And then I will search movies or shows that way. And then that way it does screw with my algorithm to then pump me some shows that like I would like. But it does take a while, unfortunately.
No, but I agree. Like Apple, RIP Apple TV. Thanks, Jake, for that.
You're welcome.
Apple TV has a lot of good freaking shit on it. I mean, I've talked about it on here. Every original Apple TV show I have watched has been so good. Every one of them. I'm going to end up having to get it back when Silo 2 comes out. They're making a Shrinking season 2. I'm sure they're going to make a freaking whatchamacallit season 2. With the half brain. What the hell is that called, Tiggy Nation? Where they cut their brains in half. Severance. They got to make a season 2, right?
Yeah, they're filming it right now. It got delayed because of the
writers,
strikes and stuff.
The strike.
Yeah. It sucks with that strike. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that strike's gonna fuck everything because now everything is gonna come out at the same time.
Yeah.
Probably like early 2025. Everything's fucking coming out.
That's why next year they're already talking about next July because Superman Legacy and Fantastic Four are gonna go head to head. They're like that's already a thing that I'm seeing. But speaking of Silo, the lead actress I believe in Silo is one of the lead actresses in Dune, which I just rewatched for Dune 2 coming out next Friday. And Tiggy Nation, I hope you take the time to give it an honest watch because every time I watch it, it gets better.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. Shout out Rebecca Ferguson. That's the name. She's fantastic. She's in that. She's in the Mission Impossible. Absolute smoke show too. Absolute smoke. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a watch. Dune 2 is getting incredible reviews. Dune 1 got incredible reviews, and I didn't really care for it. So I'm gonna give it an honest review. Try not to fall asleep. I might have to stand up and watch it the whole time. Maybe that's what I got to do. 2.5 hours staring at the screen. Yeah, I want to give it a watch because I'm trying to be better in all aspects, and I don't want to say I'm not going to like it. I'm going to try to like it. I'm going to try to like it. Not just for you guys, not for the show, but for me as well.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what happened in this last week or two to where you are just completely shifting this ray of positivity? Not that you haven't in the past, but it's noticeably ringing through my screen right now, and I'm enjoying it very much. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was, I've gone through a lot of, different changes over the past, 6 months, probably in terms of like emotional. And it's like, I gained a little weight. I wasn't working out as much. I was being pretty unhealthy in all aspects of my life. And there's just, I'm fucking 29. I need to grow up a little bit. I need to get my life under control. And the only person that can do that is me. I'm the only one that can actually fucking do something about it. Okay. I just got to make some changes. And half of that, 90% is showing up. I don't know where that quote is from, but they said like 90% is showing up. I feel like it was an athlete that said it. That was like, that like just, he shows up to every game. It's like 90% is showing up. So I'm just trying to show up. But a lot of it is just mindset. A lot of it is like the positivity mindset can literally heal your body. If you just like, if you think you're going to be all right, if you think you can do it, you know what I mean? It enables you to do it.
I love this.
So I'm just trying to get more in that. Now there's been times, I'll say stuff like that. And then I'll sit back down right here, and then I'll play video games for 5 hours for the rest of the night and go to bed. Which is, you know what?
That's okay.
Hey,
all right.
Everyone that is a common misconception which steer people to going back into their old habits. that thinking people don't slip up. Okay, we're human. You're gonna slip up. You're gonna grind. You're gonna, do your running. You're gonna eat good, and then one night you might want to be like, I'm gonna sit here and play Xbox. And you know what? That's okay. You just got to get right back on the grind the next day. It's when it's a constant habit rhythm of being lazy. That's when it's bad. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's just like, and two, it's like maybe instead of playing for 5 hours, I play for 2 hours. I make like a little video or write an article, or like instead of stopping at fast food so I can play more video games, I just take an hour, I make dinner, and I take some time. I try to learn a new skill while I'm cooking or something like that. I go for a walk outside and actually get a little bit of nature. I mean, I forget what it was. I think it was Friday to Saturday. I didn't leave my apartment. I hardly left my room, which is extremely extremely unhealthy, makes me very unhappy, makes me a little depressed, and that's all right. I mean, I'm going to have those days, but I'm trying to just be more positive. I'm trying to just get out there more. And I feel like that overall will help jumpstart me into like being better overall. I mean, I've already taken steps and steps into it, but hopefully it can just keep reinforcing and reinforcing. And, I can be the best version of myself. So that's what I'm going for. And,
no, I love that. Biggest takeaway for me on that is the whole mental talk. Like, yeah, because you can have bad days. You're going to have bad days. Like I think the nail what JT just said on the head. It's like, that's the common misconception, is that when you tell yourself you want to be positive or you switch to a positive lifestyle, I think the idea behind that is that people think that you're never going to have a rough patch. You're never going to have a rough sugar days. And I think that's just being human. But I completely agree with the mindset talk of telling yourself you're going to do it. You're the only person that can change yourself. You're the only person that can heal yourself with positive thoughts. And I really believe that. So very, very good to hear that. We fucking on the up over here, my dudes. Let's go. Sheesh. Let's get it. I love it.
We are definitely on the up. I 100% agree. And it can really rework your brain on the small wins. I think a big problem is when people try to turn something around, they try to go guns blazing day one and they burn themselves out. So they get into week 2 and they're like, well, fuck this. I'm just going back to what I was doing. Small wins, baby. Little each day. Add a little bit more each day. And if you just do a couple things to, better yourself each day, it'll trigger your mind, and then the next day you'll do something more. The next day you'll do even more than the day before, I think burnout is a big thing too, where it's like you're trying to get yourself on track, but you do it all too much at once. And then you're like, well, I can't do this. For instance, I got an example for you guys. One of my New Year's resolutions, I was like, man, I just want to read a couple books, and how many times throughout my life I have tried to pick up reading, and I'll sit there, I'll pick up a book and I'll read like 40 pages. And I'm like, well, good. Like I read it for 40 pages, but it took me 2 hours to read 40 pages. So the next day comes and I'm like, well, I'm not, I don't really want to do that again. Right. So now I read like 5 pages a day, and if it's just the small wins, and I think that's an important concept that can kind of get you on the right track, everyone on the right track, for those listening, needing to get back on the wagon there. So
amen,
yeah.
Dude. Speaking of tracks, speaking of burnouts, the Daytona 500, boys.
Oh, my foot is asleep. Oh,
did we like it? Did we hate it? Yes, it sucked. It got moved from Sunday to Monday, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think the race disappointed in the slightest. I thought it was an electric factory of a race.
The race was great. All 490, what would it have been? 400, all 498 and a half laps. The ending half lap that ended on the caution was not I was not too pumped about that. I know it's the rule. I don't quite even understand the rule. It's like if they're throwing a caution on the last lap or something, the person who was in first wins or something like that.
Yeah, if I think if Ross or whoever was in the front, if that would have happened when they were a couple inches or whatever back behind the line,
they would have done another lap.
It would have been in overtime. But since it happened on the white flag and they were already past the line where a lap begins, I guess that's the rule. It does stink though. I mean,
yeah, but it stinks. But a couple of takeaways. Great race. The number 8 Zone Chevy, by the way, fastest car on the track. Not just saying that.
Great.
I'm not even just saying that. I'm not just saying that because it's got our brand on it. He was the fastest car on the track. I would die on that hill. Dad is right. Kyle Busch just doesn't have a whole lot of friends, so people don't want to push him. Because let's face it, super speedways, you need a buddy system, or you're going to get hung out to dry. But number 8 car, super fast. CB, just doing what CB does. Such a consistent driver, consistently good, stays under the radar, and pulls off a third place. If they were a little further back when they threw the caution, I think we need just one more lap and he wins.
I agree.
That hindsight is 2020. I get it. One more lap, Christopher Bell wins the Daytona 500. So I was a little bummed out about that. Number 20 car's looking great. Joe Gibbs Racing, they're looking freaking good. I'm tired of Hendrick Motorsports. Sorry, Tiggy Nation. I know you're a Kyle Larson fan. They just got a lot of good freaking drivers, and I'm tired of them. William Byron, he's starting off this season, looking to even have more wins than last year already. But I thought it was great. I enjoyed the race. Shout out our guy, up-and-comer Bubba Wallace. I think he placed 5th. That's not to ignore. Shout out Bubba Wallace. I think it's going to be a good year.
It's not Bubba Wallace, is it? Bubba Wallace has been around, right?
Yeah, he's been around. I'm saying he's on the come up of he's getting better.
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like Bubba Wallace has been in the league for 5 years.
Yeah, I think this is honestly his eighth Cup Series year. He just kind of hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, he's to the point now to where every race Bubba can win. He's
there
now.
Yeah.
Isn't he was the first black driver they've had, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I remember there's a lot of, not controversy, but there's a lot of news surrounding the first black driver in the Cup Series and stuff, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Good to see him because I know there was a lot of, isn't he Michael Jordan's guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is he on Michael Jordan's
Denny's?
That's what I thought. Yeah, so that's what I thought when obviously it was announced years and years ago. So that's cool to see is this his best finish so far he's gotten over the years, or
probably
no,
in the
he's won some.
Yeah, well, honestly, that I don't even think that was his best Daytona 500 finish. I think he finished third or something.
He's finished twice a couple times in the past couple years.
So he's good. I mean, he's always. I don't want to say always because I just got this is only the third year I've been actually really into it. But he's just consistently gotten better each season, and he's a contender now, in my opinion, like a playoff contender. So I was happy to see he had a good finish.
That's cool. Cool to see. I think both Chevys 1 and 2, those are Jeff Gordon's cars, right? Byron and Bowman. So that's pretty cool. Both of his guys got 1 and 2. So that's cool to see. And then I agree. There was controversy in F1 many years ago where they did the final lap and they didn't let him change tires and stuff. And Lewis had been driving on his an extra 15, and they, I don't know. There was a lot of controversy, but they had him do one more lap for the show, and it ultimately cost Lewis Hamilton the drivers championship. So it would have been cool to see at least one more lap. I don't like ending on the fucking caution. I don't know what the threshold of points is. Maybe it's if top 10 and then it's a significant drop off, cut off top 10, have the top 10 go, change tires, fuel up, and we're gonna do like a 3-lap overtime. 3-lap overtime with just those 10 cars. You know what I mean? Something like that. That'd be that like what is on after television that they can't watch this? Like whatever they think is going on, a 10 driver overtime of NASCAR, which is going to be the most exciting thing of the race. Like, why wouldn't you want that for the sport?
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's it was a good race, man. I was happy. Honestly, I was just excited that it was back. You know, like the vibes were high. And honestly, this Sunday's race will be just as exciting at Atlanta because Atlanta is like a super speedway on a smaller track, and it's just an electric factory. So happy NASCAR's back. And yeah, dude, I didn't realize until I listened to Jeff Gordon on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast that like he literally basically just runs Hendrick Motorsports now. Like he is like the guy, which is insane to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, another quick thing to note. I thought it was so funny. Alex Bowman was just giving me big Cal Naughton Jr. vibes with what he was doing. Like he caused the big one. He wrecked half the freaking field, and then he freaking he ends up causing that wreck at the end, which triggered William Byron to win. So he's like the ultimate Cal Naughton, like not taking the dub for himself, but just kind of like pushing his teammate by wrecking everybody. I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. And it was awesome, guys. Like those last 20 laps, they're going like 190 miles an hour, hauling ass, just bumping the hell out of each other. 3 lanes wide, middle lanes bumping in both. I mean, it's just like I get it. The ongoing joke is like, yeah, they just turn left. They just turn left. I get it. But like going that fast in these big machines where they are centimeters apart, going 190 miles an hour with like what's the one instrument, JT, that they call when they bump each other and they go up and down?
What?
Like there's that instrument where like you pull it like this and it makes it
an accordion.
Yeah, they call it the accordion because like they'll hit each other and they'll bump and then they'll come back. It's awesome to see going that fast.
Dude, and the one like this is a very good way to think about how fast they're going, which I loved how they did this on Monday. They're going a football field's length in a second,
which is insane.
That's crazy. Like when you think of it that way, I mean, dude, that is fast.
Yeah. Let's make another fast things look not so fast.
100%. Like that's crazy, but yeah, I'm excited. Yep.
I do love that they played Talladega Nights on Sunday though, because the 500 didn't happen.
I didn't even realize that. No, but it kind of worked out. I really wanted to watch it Sunday. Me and Angie, Taking Nation, went to Gatlinburg last weekend. Just a little weekend getaway. Super nice. We stayed in a cabin. We saw a bear. Super freaking cool.
Love that for you guys.
Yeah, it was cool. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you take the dogs with you?
No, and thank goodness that we did not.
Why is that?
Because our cabin... I just Airbnb'd, and our cabin was great, but it was on literally a very steep hill with like no grassy area. One, so that would have just been hard to take him to the bathroom. And 2, I would have been a nervous wreck the whole time, like with bears. Like when we would leave the cabin to go like out to eat or whatever, I'd be thinking a bear was going to break in the cabin and eat the dogs. So
what do you do with the dogs? Do you like board them up or?
Oh yeah. So we have we lucked out. There's a really, really great place called Puppy Haven. That's literally so close to our apartment. And they actually really like to go there. It's like a puppy vacation. Like they get their own, they're not in like a cage. They have their own room. They sleep together. They get to play with the other dogs, And it's cool because that place they have their live cams, so you can kind of see what they're doing. And they always upload pictures and stuff to Facebook, like really good. They do a really good job. It's like they're professional photographers almost taking the pictures of the dogs.
The live cams are hysterical.
Yeah.
Because
They got live cams of the dogs.
Yeah,
That's
JT will pull the live cams up, and all we have to do is find Hazel, because wherever Hazel is, Teddy Boy will just be right next to Hazel.
Yeah.
Wherever Hazel goes,
he's just following her. They're buddies, and they'll do like little like emails and stuff, like as if the dogs are writing them. Like, so I'll get an email from Puppy Haven that says like, hey, mom and dad, we're having a great time, like blah, blah, blah. And then they'll send a picture of the dogs. So it's super cool. So that's what we do sometimes. I don't like to board them if I don't have to, but sometimes we just have to. But yeah, Gatlinburg was super cool. Did a couple moonshine tours. So that was really cool. We went to one of the distilleries that how the whole moonshiner show started, which was really cool. Saw like the OG still and things like that they used. Really cool.
Jason Aldean.
Went to Jason Aldean's bar. There's an Old Red, which is a Blake Shelton's bar. I didn't realize Gatlinburg was like that. It was almost kind of like a mini Nashville. So we had a really good time. So that was fun. Stopped at our first Buc-ee's gas station. Don't know if you guys have heard of Buc-ee's. Mm-hmm. That shit is crazy, dude. I mean, have you been to one, Tiki Nation?
I have not, but the biggest one ever is supposed to come to Goodyear, Arizona, right off the exit, less than a mile from my apartment.
Dude, they are freaking nuts. It's like a
cool.
Walmart. It's like a Walmart gas station. Like, and they got really good barbecue. Like, I got a brisket sandwich.
Get your brisket. Or was it brisket on the table? Right?
Yeah. Something. But that was good. So, yeah. We had a good weekend. I don't even know how I got on. Oh, yeah. We were talking about the Daytona 500. So it worked out because we got to go do more stuff. Like, I scheduled, like, hey, we're going to sit at the cabin and watch the 500. But since it got postponed, we could like just kind of go see some more stuff. So that was cool.
Angie was probably pumped. She's like, oh, we can actually enjoy our little trip.
Yeah. That's actually exactly what happened. So that was cool.
Awesome. That's cool. I don't know if you guys saw Avatar. Some clips of Avatar's new show has come out.
Bad.
Okay, slow down now. I know it was the one that I probably quote tweeted, right? Where he's fighting Boomy, the old guy with the beard and weird hair and shit, right? That one?
That one, as well as the recent Fire one. I
don't know if I saw it.
It's like the editing is. It's like they're spending too much time showing every scene. Like something happens, then they show the other guys, then they go back to like Zuko and the uncle.
Yeah.
Then they go back there, then they do a move, back there, move. It's like I don't know if there's too many cuts or what, but it's like they're spending just a half a second too long, and it makes it seem very, very choreographed. And a lot of people have already said it's kind of like a turn-based fighting style, which is not what. It's obviously fucking hard to do with like the special effects and like them fighting and stuff. But you know what? Star Wars did it.
Yeah.
Harry Potter did it. Both of these guys did it decades ago. So they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out because this is a very, very big franchise. And everyone always puts Avatar in terms of like Netflix stuff, like very high up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. When I saw that one where he's fighting the Earthbender, it did not look very good. So I'm a little worried. I'm still going in like you, Tiggy Nation, like Dune 2. I'm going to go in and try to enjoy it, Open mind. I am still excited to watch it, but there are some clips that I've seen where I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know about this, It makes you feel like, wow, okay, this is a kid's show. Like, like this was made for kids, just like I guess the cartoon, because that's what it looks like.
Staying on entertainment and watching things with an open mind. I watched the Marvels again last night, and I genuinely do not understand the hate. I really don't. I think all the fight scenes are good. Yeah, it's kind of kiddish and on that end, but I think that's the angle that they were trying to go for because Kamala's in it, Miss Marvel's in it. I don't know. I just like I know I always defend the MCU, but I genuinely don't understand the hate of the movie. I really don't, and it's a bummer to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I honestly can't even think what the trigger movie was. But ever since, like, let's say maybe like
Captain Marvel.
Thor,
maybe
Love and
no, not
Thunder.
even then.
Thor, Love
I
and
honestly,
Thunder.
I want to say Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Starting at that time, I feel like ever since anything else came after that, everyone hates him. That's how
That's
I
good
view
point.
it. Like ever since after Spider-Man No Way Home, I feel like
After Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was good. The newest one,
Yeah.
Quantumania. I liked that one.
Yeah,
but,
after rewatching it, I didn't. It takes the at-home rewatch for me, but I agree with JT. Like there was a drastic shift after Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and it did start with Doctor Strange. You're right.
Yeah, it did. Because I personally did not like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And that was before, I didn't like that movie, and that is completely fine. But it's kind of like with Iron Man. Like once Endgame ended and Iron Man died, it kind of like reset everything. And it's just kind of, I think, unfortunately now when something drops, everyone's automatically like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like Secret Invasion, I loved that show. With Mace Windu, I freaking loved it. Not Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson. Well, I love that show, but everyone's like, "Oh, this is so terrible." You know what I mean?
So basically, the Marvels is like the same thing of Secret Invasion, except in space.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's cool. Go ahead, Tiggy. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, maybe I feel like we mentioned it. I mean, Marvel is just. I mean, they're coming out with so much stuff, so frequent. They're kind of taking over a lot of just shows and movies and entertainment as a whole. And I'm sure other people have questioned like maybe quantity over quality is kind of here in a great big example. But I mean, it's going to sell. I mean, the kids all want to watch it. The adults want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like they love the story. It's crazy world building in a sense. I mean, because they have so much material to go off of with the comics. So I don't know. I mean, I know the Marvels was rated very poorly. Just recently, Madam Web came out and is getting like horrible reviews.
But that's Sony. That's a little.
I mean, are we bashing Sony now because they came out with Spider-Man? So
no, but I mean, let's be generous with Sony. Their stuff has not really been that good. Like other than the animated Spider-Man movies, the first Venom was okay. I mean, Venom 2 kind of stunk. Like all of their people are worried they're going to ruin Kraven the Hunter, and these are massive characters. And I guess the way Sony keeps the rights to that universe is by putting out these projects. And I guess they're in a tiffy with the MCU right now because Kevin Feige and Tom Holland want Spider-Man 4 to be more street level type stuff like Spider-Man originally was. And Sony's pushing for another like massive multiversal type movie. So like Sony, I know Madam Web had bad ratings, and I'm not going to argue that that's not the case. I guess me personally being the comic book movie nerd, I look at them in different buckets is all.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say one thing about the first Venom. The first Venom, I went on a date with some girl to the first Venom movie, And I was like, oh, you want to see a movie? And she's like, sure. And like, what would you like to see? Here's a couple options that would work in the, a good time and stuff. And she selected Venom. And she was like, oh, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. We watched it and I was kind of like, I mean, it was all right. She said she loved it. It was like her face. She said it was like the best watch she's seen in 5 years. And I kind of had like a Jerry Seinfeld-esque moment where it's like, well, I mean, I can't be with someone who loves this movie too much. Like as this,
That's
I mean,
funny.
there wasn't a date 2 with her, but
hell yeah. No, but just that's hysterical. That is hysterical. But even the comic book movies in general, like the Fox versus the X-Men was done incredibly. So like it is able to be done where there's simultaneous Marvel things going on that may not connect. Like Fox did it, and like that's what bums me out about all these Sony things, because I guess they're doing a Silk show on Amazon. I guess they're looking to do a live action Nicolas Cage Black Noir show from the Spider-Verse animated thing. So they are trying to do things. I don't know. Again, I didn't hear any good thing about Madame Web, but just these MCU movies, once I rewatch them at home, I do get different respects of the newer ones coming out as well.
Yeah. Another thing on Madame Web, I know, was Dakota Johnson. Is that her name? Was like the lead. Yeah. I don't know anything else she's in. I think casting is something that like severely gets overlooked in entertainment. And I don't know. It seems like she should be in Hallmark movies. She looks like Anne Hathaway a little bit, very pretty, very pretty.
Her dad's Don Johnson, like the guy. Well, I don't know who he is, but I know the name Don Johnson. Isn't that the name that he uses in the beginning of Wolf of Wall Street? He's like, I'm like Don Johnson in the white Ferrari or whatever. It was, yeah. So anyways, that's her dad.
So she's just got very high family stature, I guess. Again, like seems like a lovely girl. I don't think this was the role for her in any capacity. I hear that was a big issue. I think as well, I mentioned it multiple times with Captain Marvel. I severely hated that movie, mainly because Brie Larson was the lead. And I not that I dislike Brie Larson, but when I look at her, I don't see superhero. I don't see fucking leading the Marvels into, the next stage. And it's not because she's a woman. It's just I don't think that was the role for her. I think her counterpart was very good. But I didn't think, I mean, just from watching her run, I'm like, that's the most unathletic run I've ever seen. And this is the girl who's like better than frickin' Sean Evans. I don't think so. Like, you know what I mean? So I think we have to see like some athleticism in these Marvel movies becoming superheroes.
Taking Nation should freaking what's her face from Silo be Captain Marvel? Rebecca Ferguson. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think who should have been. I mean, I love Rebecca Ferguson. I think she's like stronger and just has like a lot grittier personality. I think she'd be good in the Marvel universe though. Maybe as some like leader of some group, maybe, or something like that. I think she could definitely have like a leadership position in some, Marvel Universe character. I think who should have been it, so why I didn't like Brie Larson, they had like so much she was like, oh, she's working out so much for this role and stuff. And I read all the articles and I was like, she's lifting weights. She's lifting weights 3 times a week. And that's her training regimen to get in shape for Captain Marvel. And she looked as she always does. You know what I mean? So like, it didn't really transform her body at all. We have Christian Bale literally losing like 80 pounds for roles and stuff like that. So I think it should have been, I just don't think she was the right one for the role, and that's okay. I think that's all right. I love my pick would have been Charlize Theron.
Dude, I love you because I knew it. I knew you were going to say her.
But she has a chance for her MCU character to be awesome if they continue that storyline with Doctor Strange. Because her MCU character is, I believe, a massive character in the Doctor Strange universe in the comic books.
Jeez,
so hopefully
I even forgot about that part. But speaking of casting, real quick, what do we think of Fantastic Four?
Hold on.
cast.
I'm not done with Charlize Theron. I'm not
Okay.
done. We're reeling it back on Charlize Theron.
All right.
So we got the Brie
Reel
Larson
it in.
lifting. Charlize Theron, if you haven't seen Atomic Blonde, fantastic film. James McAvoy, I mean, incredible characters. There's a lesbian sex scene in it, all time. And she was doing like Muay Thai, karate, shit like that, like getting in shape. She did all of her own stunts like Tom Cruise. Like she got the shit kicked out of her and she learned all these moves, did all these stunts, flying through tables and stuff like that. And there's clips of like all the shooting and stuff. And it's like, this is fucking badass. Like this is what we need for, some characters to become real life. Like this is what we need for the leader of the new, Marvel universe and stuff like that. So like we need characters like that. We need, and I think it's entirely possible that female roles can do this. I don't think Brie Larson was the role for Captain Marvel. And I'll stand on that. If she was here right now, I'd tell him, be like, hey, listen, I think you're gorgeous, but I think you weren't the role for Captain Marvel. I tell her right.
Would you ask her out? Would you ask her out after you said that?
Depends how she took the first part.
Would you be like, listen, I don't think you're Captain Marvel, but you could be my lady if you know what I mean.
That's a good line.
Huh?
I might not.
Hey, I'll be here all night, dude. I'll be here all night. But no, I get it. I can say she looks incredible in the second movie. You definitely can see a body change, but not that matters at all. I only say that just to defend my Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Hashtag my Captain Marvel.
I didn't even know there was a second movie. Didn't see it.
The Marvels.
I probably won't watch it. Oh, The Marvels is the second movie. Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
JT, what about this Fantastic Four coming out?
I just wonder, what do you guys think? We talked about casting, good casting choices. What do we think here?
I think they nailed it with Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think they nailed it with The Thing. It's
Yep.
the dude from The Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch Stranger Things season 5 yet, so I do not have enough information on the new Johnny Storm. And I think Vanessa Kirby will be a lovely Sue Storm. So I think they nailed it. Kind of confused a little bit on the timeline of the actual movie. This is based in the 60s, I guess, and they have children. So just interested to see how all of this gets brought together. I think the part that bums me out the most is still, we'll get back to Fantastic Four, but just to mention this, the whole Jonathan Majors Kang situation, because Reed Richards has there's a Kang version of himself that's named Nathaniel Richards, and he's related to Reed Richards. So kind of bummed that we might not see that. But yeah, casting wise, I think they crushed it. I'll give them a solid B+ until I watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it as well. I mean, obviously a big Pedro Pascal fan. I mean, who isn't? I mean, the guy fucking rocks everything he does. Shout out Game of Thrones. Vanessa Kirby, incredible. She's been in, I think, the last 2 Mission Impossible films, and every time she hits the film, I mean, she is like, it's like a different kind of beauty when she's on the screen. You know what I mean? It's almost like angelic. Like it's like when she's walking, not in the most recent Mission Impossible, the one before, like she's like walking in this party, like kind of like eyeing Tom Cruise, and it's like time stands still. So it's incredible. We'll see. I mean, because this is like Fantastic Four action movie, but
yeah,
and it's the 3rd iteration.
I'm hoping that based off the picture that they posted, the way that the Thing looks very, very comic book accurate. And I'm hoping they stick with that, with the CGI that they do. Honestly, the Thing in the early 2000s, what's his face? I always forget his name. He was the perfect Thing. And I think it's almost too much CGI now. Why couldn't they do like an actual rock-looking suit with some CGI? Because I thought, that's 2000 whatever. 2000, what year was that? 4 or something? Where he looked awesome as the Thing. And that's 20 years ago, before all this crazy effects.
There's the argument too, JT. You said you liked the way that the Beast looked in the Marvels, but then the Beast that's not CGI that Kelsey Grammer plays at times too. That's kind of like the Thing argument, like which one looks better, you know?
Yeah. Well, the Beast, I didn't even watch the Marvels yet, but the Beast and the Marvels looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I thought.
But
I think the cast is good. I think the dude playing Johnny Storm will be good. I didn't super dive into season 5 of Stranger Things. I kind of was just chilling while Angie watched it. But seems like he'll be good character, good guy for the role. So I'm excited. Pedro Pascal, I mean, like you said, Higgy Nation, he rocks the socks off of everything that he does. Like Mandalorian was freaking massive when it came out. Last of Us ended up being freaking massive. You know,
we need a Fantastic Four presence in the MCU. It's about time.
Yeah, it's sick. I'm still surprised. Like, it's a shame how good last year was for television with Succession, and I mean, we had wasn't House of the Dragon last year too. Like, we had Last of Us. The Last of Us, I think, with the exception of Succession, was like my favorite show last year.
Dude,
that came out. The Last of Us was so fun.
It was so good.
And it kind of has like the Thrones-like feeling. It has tons of video game adaptations, and it's fucking awesome. So it's like, I think that was huge. The guy playing the from The Bear, Richie, he is an incredible character, and he's the Thing.
Yeah, he'll be an awesome thing.
I mean, he's got such a unique voice too. It's like, I mean, it's probably going to be like Batista in whatever, the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, it's like, it's going to be half voice acting for him. Honestly, he kind of got a freaking hell of a deal right there. But he's got a great unique voice. So I'm sure he's going to have like comedic relief throughout and stuff. He's fucking sick. So I'm excited. It's funny because he in The Bear calls everyone lizards. So it's like, and he's going to be like this rock guy. So it's like, this is cool.
Dude, speaking of getting the good end of the stick, like you just said with the voice acting, imagine just being Bradley Cooper and Rocket Raccoon.
Right. Or freaking Vin Diesel, dude.
Yeah,
true. Who just says, I am Groot. And he probably gets paid millions of dollars to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, but have you seen the clips of Bradley Cooper doing it, though? He gets fucking into it, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's like making out with the mic when he's doing it. I mean, it's funny. He gets into it. So I bet if you asked him, like, I bet he would say he has more fun doing that than any other role.
Well, dude, he is so believable as Rocket because you forget that it's him. I do the whole time. I forget that Bradley Cooper is like part of the MCU actor. Like, he is just, you don't even realize it's him.
Yeah,
you know?
early theories are that Reed Richards is going to be Hank Pym's teacher, and that's going to connect him to Ant-Man, and that's what's going to kind of get him connected to this.
Oh, well, you know they're going to time travel. You know they're going to get brought into present day.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's with Doctor Strange or when frickin' somehow Tony Stark and Captain America are traveling back in time for the stones and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you never know.
I don't think we'll ever see Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. again. I think there's a chance we see Chris Evans and Captain America again. Yeah. But the one that keeps like popping up that I see is like Josh Brolin coming back as Thanos.
Yeah.
Which would be crazy because Thanos does have a massive presence and like a lot of the MCU comics, like good and bad at times.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be crazy to see.
Yeah. What if do you think we see John Krasinski back again?
Yeah, dude, you could.
There's a name for it. It's like a council of the Richards or the Reed Council or something. Imagine we see John Krasinski, like the Ian dude that played the original one in Miles Teller, all just sitting there as Reed Richards.
I mean, Marvel can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? And they can do whatever they want. They have so much already material, but they can just change it. Be like, oh, it's canon now. You know what I mean? Like, they can just change it. It'd be sick.
Yeah, so that'll be tight. But yeah, very excited for Fantastic Four.
Real quick update on cornhole. I went on record last week saying we are going to win 3 weeks in a row. Boys, we're on track to win 3 weeks in a row.
Fuck yeah.
We swept our opponent last week.
Let's go.
It's best 2 out of 3. Like I said, we beat them just 2 times in a row. Didn't even have to go to the third match. So this week is playoffs. Playoffs start tomorrow. It is single elimination. So
let's go, man.
You lose and you're out. So
lock in.
I have high hopes. Like I said, Team Cornholio, hottest team on the block right now. You know, we are starting off the playoffs with so much momentum. You know, I have full belief that we're just going to take the ship, and I can't wait to share that with you guys on the pod here.
Well, the shareholders are extremely happy with that victory. 2 more, and then you know, we'll get our big payout. So, you know, just keep it up, JT. We're very excited for you guys.
Yeah, and Greg, go Greg.
Appreciate it. Don't forget about Drew. Don't forget about Drew and Austin.
Shout out Drew and Austin. Shout out Greg, Drew, and
Shout
Austin.
Shout
a lot
out.
of name drops. A lot of name drops.
Yeah, get that shit. Oh, and I just want to do just a quick shout out to Johnny Bananas for getting tossed first on season 2 of the Traitors.
No way.
Yeah, dude. He just gets axed. In the episode, they go to the murder first night, and all of a sudden he's just gone. So shout out.
Yeah. Real quick too, and then I think it's almost time we go to bed here. Real quick,
the
challenge. Speaking of the challenge, I am just so disappointed. I am so disappointed with the finalists. Like, I'm just gonna spoil this for you, Tiggy Nation.
Are they all Survivor people?
No, they are all they're all like the challenge people.
Yeah, I think Corey started somewhere else though.
Anyway, just so disappointed. I had one freaking guy.
Jay.
I wanted Jay to win, and he gets eliminated in the final. Like, doesn't even get to finish the final. I'm like, bro, I don't even care now. Honestly, I don't care. I'll say it. The finalists are trash. Whoever has 6 people left suck. There's only one that I kind of care about, and it's Nerese. I hope Nerese freaking wins. I hope she beats the crap out of everybody.
And she's gorgeous.
Yeah, I like Nerese. She deserves the win more than anyone there.
I agree.
So I'm rooting for Nerese. Other than that, everyone else freaking sucks. Emmanuel didn't do anything. He sits there and tries to cry about, oh, I miss my girlfriend, when he bangs every freaking girl in the house this season.
Emmanuel.
So yeah, that whatever about that. And then all the other girls, they didn't do anything. Corey just, not.
And, well, hold on. I want to end this on a high note, at least to make Tiggy Nation smile. Tiggy Nation, you'd be happy. They haven't survived the wave, but we did have a Big Brother Survivor link up in the Traitors house for season 2. Poverty.
Okay, Poverty. Yeah.
Poverty. She was awesome. And shout out one of the Big Brother goats. I mean, one might call him the goat, Mr. Dan Giesling.
He's on it? He's on that show?
Dude, he came out of retirement.
What?
Yeah, he came out of retirement.
Now I have to watch. Arguably the best Big Brother player ever.
One could.
What?
Dude, so again, shout out Big Czar. He's the one that got me hooked on the Traitors. I sent him the 20-minute YouTube video of Dan's funeral when he flips the Big Brother house, and that's the season he ends up winning. Dan, he played too Big Brother-y.
Oh, so he got kicked out already.
Yeah, Poverty's gone too. I mean, it's
sad.
But yeah,
big dogs are going.
CT's still in it. Trichelle's still in it from the challenge. Who else is still in it? A couple other housewives and other people. Pretty good show. I really do recommend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a watch. Shout out Jay from the challenge, also from Survivor. Him and also Survivor and challenge personnel as well, Michelle Fitzgerald, have many rumors of them have been together over the years and stuff like that. So I don't think they're together now, but they do have a history together. Both absolute gorgeous people. And the world needs more love in this world.
They are inseparable in the challenge house. I will say.
Oh, maybe it's still going on.
Hey, Tiggy Nation, you would be proud. Those were my two people I wanted to win, Michelle and Jay.
JT picking the star-crossed lovers. Like it's Hunger Games all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of happiness, I do have some homework. Okay, and the homework is for everyone here. I'm going to send everyone this book or an audio book. It's called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Anker. I forget the pronunciation. It's a little different. It's spelled Anchor, but I don't think it's pronounced Anchor. Anyways, my commander was talking about this guy, and we saw like an 11-minute TED video and stuff like that. And it's more just like positive mindset and thinking. And there's like a 21-day challenge. So I figured we would read some of the book or audio book. JT, I know you have trouble with reading. I finished all the Harry Potter in my head.
Hey, let's slow down. I used to have trouble with reading. I'm a reader now. I'm on my second book of 2024, might I add. So continue.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, maybe we'll talk paper book. Maybe we'll talk paperback. Maybe we'll talk digital. But anyways, homework, we're going to start reading this book. And then there's a 21-day challenge associated with the book as well. And I think it could be very beneficial to everyone, but especially us, to do the challenge. And we can report our findings and stuff like that. And, just a little experiment, a little challenge for us. And I think that could get us motivated to keep spreading the happiness.
No pun intended. Book it.
I'm in.
Book it.
I'm in. I'm in. That's a great way to close it off. I'm in for the 21-day challenge. Book send me the link to the book, Tiggy Nation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm good. If you guys are good, thank you guys for hopping in line with us once again. Lunch was delicious. We had a nice two big slices of DeCarlo's pizza for lunch, hot lunch today. So that was really good. Had some extra cheese on there. Always a great time with my boys. We'll catch you all next week. Book it. Bye-bye.
Book it.